You know, Hurricane Ian was a disaster storm, a nightmare, frankly. We had, the structure go up for all of the buildings in Florida right after Hurricane Andrew years ago. And thank God that happened. And in this part of the state where the storm hit, right after Hurricane Charlie, even more so. So I think we've addressed that. What needs to be addressed is how we treat a storm before it makes landfall. And unfortunately, Governor DeSantis failed on this. What happened is this storm was approaching Florida, one of the biggest storms in the history of our state, the most deadly storm in the modern history of Florida. And what was Governor DeSantis doing? The Friday night before it made landfall, he went to a football game. He was AWOL for almost 24 hours, didn't encourage Lee County to evacuate. And as a result, 100 people lose their lives. That's not a good record, and that's not good leadership, and Florida deserves better. We have to be prepared when the storms are coming in. He had access to all the modern technology you could have, all the modern radar available, and he still failed to have them evacuate.
Thank you, Congressman.
That's
Governor?
Unbelievable.
You have 1 minute.
Look, I'm proud that we had 42,000 linemen staged, ready to go, unprecedented array of first responders. We were able to get in record time, effectuate thousands of rescues, get the power back on for millions of people in record time, and when the bridges got wiped out in Pine Island and in Sanibel, people thought those islands were going to be severed from the mainland for 6 months to a year. We did the Pine Island restoration in 3 days, and we did the Sanibel Causeway restoration in 2 weeks. Now those islands have the ability to recover, and Charlie Crist is sitting there. You know what he was doing during this? He was hiding out in Puerto Rico. He wasn't helping his community here. And then when he got back, what did he do? And then when he got back, what did he do? His campaign was soliciting campaign contributions from storm victims. That is unacceptable, and that's not what a leader would do in a time of despair.
Congressman, you have 30 seconds.
Governor, that's not true, and you know it. Let's face what the facts are in this situation. So, whether it comes to COVID or comes to the hurricane, Ron ignored science. He doesn't think that they know what's right to apply to. And he thinks he knows better than everybody. Look at any issue that we're facing in the state of Florida. He thinks he's the only one that has the right answer, whether it's usurping your local school board, whether it's doing anything else in education, banning books, for example. I mean, it's unbelievable what has happened. And so you have to apply science and do what's right for the people and protect them.
Governor?
Yeah, and I reject my opponent's attempt to politicize this, because these local communities did mobilize. And if you looked at that track, everyone was focusing on Tampa Bay the Monday night before the storm. We woke up Tuesday morning. The models had shifted into Sarasota. All the folks in Southwest Florida were activated. Lee County did issue evacuations. You had a number of residents who have been through a lot of hurricanes, and it looked like it may be going a little north. So people were following that very intently. Those folks did a good job. The governor, our message was listen to your locals. It's ultimately a local decision. They do the shelters, but I stand by every one of our local counties. They stood up, they worked hard, and they made the best decisions they could with the information that they had.